going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Sorry it's been a while since I last posted. I've been busy with wedding stuff. I got married. So here she is, the big girl. She's been sitting here for a while. Bit of change of plans. I know I said I was going to continue on with the kitchen, but I actually noticed a few problems with the Grandpa-Spec 80 series. I noticed the swivel hubs were leaking, so I'm just going to be rebuilding those today. I've already kind of started. I looked at the rear diff as well, just because that was making a bit of a sound. I opened it up, had a look, and she's schmick. So yeah, just going to do the swivel hubs. I'm going to change out the front springs as well, just because you'll notice the front springs are slightly lighter graded than the rears. They sit a bit lower as well, so I'm not quite happy with the way the car sits. It kind of leans down a bit at the front. Obviously I don't have any weight in the rear yet, I know that it will level it out, but I do want to just put those heavier springs in the front because I'm going to be running side rails, obviously putting a new winch in there, and I'll probably get a roof rack with a rooftop tent eventually, so it's going to be a little bit heavier and I want it to just sit nice and level. So like I said, I've just got to start on the swivel hubs, starting to clean them up a bit. So I'll just take you through a montage of rebuilding these swivel hubs. Alrighty guys, after a long process, both of the front swivel hubs are now rebuilt. I've also just gone to the extent to flush both the diffs, refill them with fresh oil, and I've also noticed my diff breathers were leaking a bit of oil. So I've just gone ahead and taken off the caps, and I'm just going to use some compressed air. Just shoot the compressed air down there just to clear out any of the excess oil in the lines, clean it all up, put the nuts back on. While the calipers are still off, I'm just going to be replacing the front pads. I noticed they're a bit low, just so I can future-proof it a bit more, not have to change it in the next few years. These are Bendix brakes, pretty high quality, so I'll chuck them on now. Alrighty guys, so the diffs are all done, swivel hubs are all done, and I've also done the brakes. So now I've just got to do the springs for the last thing on this episode. I have swapped the wheels over off camera, but I'll give you a show of that afterwards. So jacking up a 4-inch lifted car is a little bit harder than I thought. I've had to get some steelies under the jack stands just to get it high enough, and I've also had to take the front wheels off because I'm just simply not going to be able to get enough flex to get these springs out without doing that. So I'm just about to drop the jack down, let the diff sag, and let's see if it has enough flex to get these springs out. Well, as dodgy as it sounds, the rear has actually lifted slightly. So the car is pretty much balancing on those two jack stands. But I think we've achieved somewhat of a maximum droop with these shocks out as well. So let's try and get these springs out. Springs actually snapped at the top, so good thing I'm changing them out. Alrighty, springs are in. Now I've just got to jack the diff back up, put the shocks on and get the wheels on. Well, after almost losing the car, I got the springs in. Let's have a look. Sitting much nicer. All the basically underbody things are pretty much done for now, just because I'm going on a trip in end of September, October. So I'm pretty happy how it turned out. You'll notice the new wheels I've put on, they're a -44 offset, so they are going to stick out a bit. I'll just show you. So they do poke a little bit. You can definitely see it on that side. Not to worry though, because I did have the flare extensions on this car here. So I'll probably take them off this one and chuck them on the Grandpa-Spec just to make it legal. The rims on a car can really change the way it looks. I mean, this car went from looking mean to just, yeah, pretty grandpa. Now this one here, it's looking like a beast. Alrighty guys, that's the end of this video. Please subscribe. I've got more content coming up, more build stuff on this car. It's going to be fun. Probably going to head into the rear end of the car, do the kitchen setup like I said earlier, and later on I'm going to be changing up the front end, changing up the bull bar, making it look nice. So yeah, stay tuned, subscribe. Thanks guys.